Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the line, he's going to be in town tomorrow night over at Boss Pizza and Chicken. It's Kevin Farley. How you doing, sir?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. We had about a 3-minute awkward conversation before any of this, so Kevin and I are old friends at this point.
Yeah, I know. You were giving me the lowdown on Urbandale, what to expect, the ups and downs, the good things, the bad things, you know.
I get you. Hey, Kevin, I got an odd question to ask you up front.
Go ahead.
Are people uncomfortable to ask you about the Chris Farley stuff, being he was your brother? And here, let me preface this by saying I was looking up you on YouTube, and I saw you doing a lot of different interviews, especially when the movie was coming out. And it was always like everybody would kind of touch and go at the beginning, and then they'd awkwardly kind of go into that conversation.
Yeah, I think people tiptoe around it. Yeah. I don't know why. Yeah, I think they do. I don't really mind answering questions about it. But I think, for some reason, people feel weird about it.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. But there's been enough written about it all, and there's been enough to, everybody kind of knows the story. So,
yeah. I don't know.
I mean, it is what it is.
It was just one of those things I noticed on the a lot of the interviews you've done, and you've done a lot of them, but it was always awkward conversation. Hey, the one that stuck out was somebody asked you, "Oh, so you brought coffee today?" Yeah. Oh, you like the cold brew? And it's like, yeah. Well, tell us about. It was just an awkward exchange, but anyways, Kevin Farley, you're going to be in town doing your show. You're your own man. What's a Kevin Farley show like?
Yeah, I think I know the morning show you're talking about now. Yeah. I think I remember that now. Yeah, it all of a sudden just launched, and it's like, your brother was troubled. I'm like, oh boy, okay. We were just talking. We were just talking about coffee.
It was just, I don't know why. Again, I apologize, but it was just something I had to ask because I watched a lot of these, but that was the one that really stuck out to me. It's like, nice coffee. Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think with my story, I have this like tragedy that happened in my life, and I think people, I hate to break it to people, but you're going to have tragedy in your life. And I think sometimes people that don't have tragedy, they're like going, oh, that must have been terrible. Yeah, well, life can get pretty bad. You'll see if you haven't seen already. But, yeah, it can get bad. So I think just people that maybe haven't had tragedy in their life, they sort of tiptoe around it like, oh, don't come knocking on my door.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, yeah, we all go through it. I don't really focus on that in my act or anything like that. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and talk about the tragedy in my life.
Kevin Farley is an hour and a half of tragedy.
Yeah. Hey, sit down. I want to tell you how bad things got.
And I'm going to back it up with Aaron Lewis in the background.
Exactly.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's my act.
Well, no, tell us about your act. What does Kevin Farley do? I saw on your website, kevinfarleyofficial.com. It's like positive vibe type stuff.
A lot of it is just describing my life. I also just how we got through COVID and how my wife and I got married last year, and I talked a little bit about being. Yeah, thanks. But I'm a little old, But so there's a lot that I had to learn and that kind of thing through that whole process. And so I talk a little bit about that. I talk a little bit about Chris because people want to know about it. But I just tell a few jokes about Chris and then really about being an actor in Hollywood. And now I live on the East Coast and I moved out of Hollywood. So there's a lot that happened in my life in the last couple of years, and I kind of talk about that.
Kevin Farley coming to Urbandale to Boss Pizza and Chicken. Tomorrow night, show starts at, do you know what time? I don't have it in front of me. I'm sorry.
7 or 8?
7 or 8, yeah.
Sure.
Boss Chicken will know.
See. Boss is a chicken, yeah. I think it's 7.
They'll know what's going on. We'll put all the links and all that up at the website, kggo.com. But Kevin, you talked about getting married. Is it what you thought it was going to be?
Well, I'd done it before, and I screwed that up, so I might as well get another crack at it. And this time it's working out great. Yeah, I love my wife, and we have a great life. And I learned a lot. As you get older, you learn, I guess. If you don't, then you're in a lot of trouble. So, no, this time around, it's a lot better, and it's great. And I love it.
How much of your wife do you incorporate into the show? Because I've had this
A lot.
issue. Do you? Okay. Is it just the good stuff, or again,
No,
not the tragic stuff? We're not going down the tragedy route.
She's still alive and she's still good, and so no, none of the tragic stuff. No, I try to get real with it.
Okay.
Like being an older person that got married later in life, and she's led a full life. I led a full life, so we both got together, and I try to be real about it. I don't want to sound like one of these guys that's going to talk about my wife, because I'm no piece of cake to live with. So I try to hit it on both sides, but it's great. Marriage is work, but it's good work. It's great work.
Like, what's the level of you can bring her into the show? Because, like, my wife, we had a very early on fight about she heard half of something I was talking about and got very mad at me.
Uh-huh.
So it's like,
Right.
I don't know if we're going to bring her up anymore. So
Yeah, no, I mean that those fights happen all the time when you hear miscommunications. I'm not great at that either. I mean, a lot of times I am misunderstood, and it's not what I meant, but we ends up in an eruption, So I just think it's half the battle is trying to make yourself clear, in a marriage. Just trying to be clear.
Did you guys live together beforehand?
No, not a lot.
Okay. Now that you live together, what are we having to get used to? Like, what's the sticking point on both sides?
The sticking point is really just trying to, I think, just communicate, like you say, being clear about, and also just trying not to be so selfish. I had been I didn't realize how selfish I lived, when you're a stand-up and you're just kind of doing what you do, and that's okay. Yeah. So, and then having to be aware that someone else is there. I was kind of living in my own world.
Like, is there one that sticks out? Like, damn it, Kevin, you left your socks out again, or you left a pop can around, or see, that's the one. Those are the two that get me. I leave pop cans and my socks everywhere.
I never find any socks. For some reason, I'll buy a whole thing of gold toes, and they're gone. I have a stepson, and we trade socks, but socks disappear. I don't know where they go. They're going to, like, sock heaven, yeah. And I do leave mine all over, and I chew gum. She doesn't like gum.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I snap it, which, it's bad. It's bad. It's really bad. And I'll chew my ice, which I don't know. There's a lot of psychological people have read into that because I like to chew ice.
Okay.
And so, Freud could have a field day with me.
I got you.
I don't know, and so I have these nervous things like chewing gum and snapping and chewing ice and leaving my socks around too, So, I mean, yeah, these are all acquired habits over the years that I've had for years that I just can't get rid of.
It is always something like that with the marriage stuff, and you got to figure out that common ground, I think.
For sure, yeah. I mean, it's kind of a horse trading situation. It's like, give me a break on the snapping gum, and I'll give you a break on, some of the other things you do.
Are you allowed to decorate in your house?
No, God, no. I've tried, I'll be like, hey, how about this checkered chair? And I'll just be like, what are you talking about? I try. It doesn't stop me from trying, but no, I've never gotten any. Although the other day I picked out a chair to buy.
Yeah.
And she agreed. So I think I'm learning.
Oh, that's kind of shocking, to be honest with you.
It was shocking to me too. I go, what do you think of this chair? This chair's pretty cool. And she goes, you know what, dummy? It is. I was shocked.
I just look around our living room every once in a while. I'm like, there's not one thing I've picked out on these walls or in this room.
No. And you know what? Quite frankly, if you did, that would be another thing. Like if it was mostly your decorations, I don't know what I'd think about that. I'd be like, wait, you decorated everything? Most men, I think, would decorate in Rocky posters and, Spaceballs, maybe. I don't know.
There was always in college, everybody had the Hindenburg.
Yeah,
yeah. They had that going down. Kevin Farley on the line with me right now. He's going to be in town tomorrow night. We'll have the details over at kggo.com. Kevin, what else do you have going on? What's going on with you? I mean, coming off of marriage, career-wise, what's happening?
Well, I got a movie out that came out on the 15th a few days ago called One Up. It's going on Amazon Prime right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's about a girls' video game team in college. I play the college dean, and yeah, they're a video game team. They play video games competitively, and so yeah, it's a funny movie, and I've got that coming. That's streaming right now on primetime.
All right, I'll grab the link for that and add that as well over there. That's cool, man. My brother had a buddy that did that, and he made a lot of money just playing video games.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Like, what am I doing telling fart jokes out there? I should be playing video games.
The one that hurts the most is when you see the kid on YouTube that's making millions of dollars.
Oh yeah, there was a kid in my stepson's high school that was making $30,000 a month just being an influencer, and I thought, wow, am I a loser?
Oh, it does hurt every once in a while. So you got the movie out now on tour. Are you going to be doing more touring this fall?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing I'm all over the place. You can go at kevinfarleyofficial.com and see where I am.
Got it up right here. We'll put that up as well.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Kevin, I know you got to get going. You got groceries to get home, probably some ice cream that's melting or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see
it right before I get home.
We'll get all the links up. We'll get this around, and thank you so much for the time, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, thanks. Come on out to Bosses in Urbandale, and we're gonna have a good time.